Look at my beautiful plants. Yes, indeed. I'm here to show you today of how I absolutely made huge mistakes starting my plants indoors. So it looks pretty good, and just going to quickly show you this guy here. This guy here, look at this. He's not showing up very well. I should have used the other light. But right on top there, right here, that's right, we got a flower coming. Now, I wanted to point this out in this way because as you can see, let's zoom it down here. Oh, there we go. That's even better. That's coming in wonderfully. Here's my starter tray. And I showed you at the beginning, this is starter tray. I put in foxgloves, Brussels sprouts, bell peppers, ghost peppers, Carolina reapers, QQ melons, Cilius. I know I am pronouncing that absolutely incorrectly, but that's this little guy here. And I've already got the flower coming in, so I actually started him a little early because today is May 1. And May 1st in Calgary, no way are any of these plants going outside. And when I say no way, I mean absolutely no way unless they're going into a greenhouse or something. It's just not going to happen. So I wanted to point out a couple of mistakes I made because I made huge mistakes. One, I did not use a heating pad. And I cannot stress this out enough. It's in the link below. You can get it on Amazon. It's like 20 bucks, 25 bucks. Make sure you get a heating pad the size of this right here. And it can keep this at like 24, 25 degrees Celsius. Everything's in Celsius and metric. We live in Canada. Really important that you get that germination. Keeps that heat. Gets them to germinate. Because as you can see, you know, there's a couple here and a couple here and a couple here because I started these after those. Transplanted those, started these. Transplanted those, started these. So I got a whole tray here and a whole tray there. I got morning glories in the back there. If we just kind of zoom over here a little bit. And I think I'm going to zoom this camera in a little bit. Hopefully it stays in focus. So these right here are QQ melons and they're ready to go outside. I cannot put them outside. They will die. It was -1 last night. In the back there, you can see growing up the thing here. And I'll have to be delicate when I take them outside. But again, those are morning glories. They would have died last night. Now here, you can see some others starting in the middle tray because I moved these out. This guy died on me in transplanting. These guys are not doing very well. These guys look like they want to do well. These guys were just transplanted. These ones here are foxgloves. They're not doing too bad. Back there's a hollyhock. So I planted a lot of plants, but I didn't actually end up with a lot of plants. So I want to show you my mistake. The big thing about gardening and starting your plants indoors is, one, you got to have enough light. Okay? You got to have enough light. That's where you get these nice thick stalks. Look how thick they are. The plants grew. I could have trimmed this back a little bit and got it to flower, but where this is going outside, I kind of need them to be a little higher. You need lots of light. This light is strong enough that when I took them out of here, I burnt them. What's burning your plants? Well, plants can get a sunburn. That's right, you can sunburn your plants. That's why when you move them outside from inside, which is coming up here in a couple of weeks, I'm hoping by May 15th, I'll harden these off. What's hardening? But I'll harden these off, and you got to be careful that you don't sunburn your plants. This guy right here, he's dead. He's not coming back. Sunburnt. I took him out of here. I put him there. Had the lights. The lights were very strong. This is 50,000 lumens coming out of there with all the colors, and it burnt it and killed it. Okay, here's another example. This little guy here, get that zoomed in there. Can you get that zoomed in? You can see the burnt leaves here, and then it started to grow. So when I took them out of here, which had the dome on it, sunburnt them. And you got to be really careful about that. You can't, you think, I'm growing my plants indoors. How can I sunburn my plants? Well, I sunburnt my damn plants. So I do have a foxglove coming up here. These were planted after I moved those ones. And I got a hollyhock and a few others coming up here. So I do have other plants going, but as you can see, just out of the outside, I mean, I haven't put the sides up with the tinfoil on that, but my space is now full. I have no more real space. Some plants are growing really well, others are getting shaded by the plants, so there's a limit to how far they can go. It's May 1st. I can't move anything outside to create more space to get what I got left here to make it stronger so I can move them out. That's just not going to happen. My bell pepper plants, I'm not worried about. Those can't go out until June 1st. They're 30 days away. So they're quite small right now, but 30 days from now, they're going to be quite large. Harden them off and off they go. So I wanted to point out a couple of mistakes that I made so you don't make these mistakes in the future. And here they go. So one, make sure you got a heating pad. This germination tray, for what I was doing, was actually too large. I shouldn't have had the one this big. I should have had one half this size. And it would have done exactly what I wanted. Two, my timing on my plants. My bell peppers, ghost peppers, Carolina Reapers, those should have been started a month ago, and those all I should have started. The marigolds, which are right here, which are 30 days old, I should have waited until those have germinated. I moved them, and then I should have started them, because the marigolds would be right here right now, and in 2 weeks they would be here. So I needed to stage certain plants that I was starting at different times, and I didn't take that into account. I just figured they'd all germinate well within a week of each other, and I could really easily transplant. The next mistake I made was the soil. The type of soil I used, I should have used a little more starter mixed, airy kind of soil instead of the same soil that I use for everything. I've used the same soil for everything in the past, and as you can see, everything is growing. I got flowers coming. I got flowers here. The bell peppers are coming. They're all over the place. These bell pepper. So I'm going to get tons of peppers. But again, if I used a little bit different of a soil, just in the starter mix here, I think I would have got a little bit better result. Next, heat. The heating pad, which I talked about in number one, but most importantly, once you get them transferred out into here, I'm in a basement and it never really gets above 18 degrees down here. So I did get a portable heater going to try and keep it a little warmer. When you're 18 degrees, 17 degrees all the time, even though you got the light, the plants don't do as well. They really have a hard time, especially your peppers, your bell peppers, your ghost peppers, your Carolina Reapers. And this little guy, this is a great example of a sunburnt plant. Not coming in very good. You see the stalk? The stalk is there. There's really no leaves on top. It had leaves. They got burnt off, and I didn't react fast enough. And because I didn't react fast enough, that plant probably isn't going to make it. And those Carolina Reapers take a long time to germinate. And lots of lessons learned on those. They didn't go very well. Ghost peppers didn't go very well. I do have some. I'm going to get lots of fruit, and you'll see that in the fall. But these plants take a long time to make peppers and are really hard to do. So, huge mistakes made in gardening this year. And I cannot stress this enough. And if you make a mistake when you're starting your garden indoors, or when you move your garden out and you get your garden going outside, you just don't lose a couple of days. It's not something that you can just make up. You lose the entire growing season. Okay, so I said, made huge mistakes. So it's May 1, getting gruff, gotta get a haircut, don't know where I'm gonna get one. Actually, I've got an inside person to give me a haircut, so I'm gonna do okay there. But I just wanted to stress out, when you make mistakes gardening, and this is why I start early. I kind of need to make more space here, but I'm going to deal with what I have right now. Space is a real issue for a lot of people. I'm going to get them started, then I'm going to move outside, but I only want to use so much space, or I want to use a window. The window thing I've tried for years, and the plants come up and go like that and then die. And I did that for years and it just didn't work out. So I decided to go this route, have lots of plants here. Between all the marigolds and whatnot like that I bought last year, I have about $100 worth of plants here right now. And there's more coming. So I would say my light is now paid for itself. And I'm free after this. And gardening is a yearly thing. But please, 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 if you're watching this video and you're a black thumb gardener like me, i.e. I have no idea what I'm doing, it's fly by night. But you know what? Even with a lot of mistakes, look how many plants I got. I made huge mistakes. Forgot to water, not enough heat, too much light, started them at different times. I can go on and on and on with all the mistakes I made here. But look what I got. I have a lot of plants ready to go outside and get transplanted. My garden's, I rototilled the garden. It's ready to go, but still way considerably cold outside. -1, there was frost on my car this morning, and it's May 1st. So welcome to Calgary. This is Alberta. Maybe southern Alberta, not so much. But where we are, you know, at 2,200 meters and central Alberta and whatnot, we really, the last frost is about around the 28th of May on average for the last 100 years. So May 15th is going to be difficult, but I'm hoping that most of this will go outside on May 15th. And then I'll start all over again, especially with the peppers, because the peppers, I'm going to grow them indoors and outdoors. So I don't have to buy them anymore because they're really expensive here because of where we're located. So I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you enjoyed the plants, especially this guy right here. This guy right here. This one here is just worked out wonderfully. Look at this. Look how bushy he is. This is just, I can't believe it. I don't even want to, I just put it right in front of my face. And then we got a great big orange flower coming right here because these are called crackerjack marigolds. You get orange and black ones. And, you know, anyone that knows me knows I love the Chicago Bears. Orange is a great color, navy blue. My basement floor is painted navy blue. I bet you don't believe me. Well, maybe I can just quickly turn it down. Let me play with the camera here as we finish this off, and I'll look the floor, my floor in my basement where I don't have flooring is Chicago Bear navy blue because you can get it from the Home Depot. Anyways, thanks for joining me. It's great to see you back. Get your marigolds going and any other plant you want. Hopefully it was informative. And next time I see you, we'll have even more plants.